It all started with two Oklahoma guys, a beat-up pickup truck, and a $50 street race. Sean Farmtruck Whitley and Jeff AZN Bonnet weren't supposed to become TV stars, someone. They were just two gearheads hustling for gas money. But by 2025, their scrappy DIY attitude had built them a media empire. TV shows, a global fan base, and a thriving business. They've survived wrecks, built some of the weirdest cars on TV, and turned pure authenticity into a brand. This is the story of how Farmtruck and AZN went from local pranksters to legends of street outlaws, and what they're up to now. The story begins in the early 2000s on the back roads of Oklahoma City. Farmtruck was behind the wheel of a ragged 1970 Chevy C10, and AZN showed up in his bright red '64 Chevy Nova. They raced, pulled off to the side, and started cracking jokes. That single night kicked off a 20-year friendship that would one day take them all the way to national TV. Unlike many racers in the scene, they weren't interested in fancy cars or big sponsors. For them, it wasn't about who had the cleanest chrome. It was about who could wrench on it the most. They built cars from whatever junkyard parts they could find, and somehow those rusty beaters always turned into street-slaying sleepers. Their philosophy was simple: build it from dirt, keep it real, and have a good laugh doing it. And they did just that. Farmtruck behind the wheel, AZN on the mic, doing all the trash talk. Together, they became the ultimate street racing pranksters. Then came 2013. Discovery Channel launched Street Outlaws, and the Oklahoma crew, the 405, was suddenly in the national spotlight. Farmtruck and AZN's raw, home-built machines stood out from the high-dollar rides around them. Their cars weren't pretty, but they were fast. And funny. Farmtruck once joked that being on one of Discovery's biggest shows meant he could finally buy or create any car he could think of. Their world exploded overnight. With Street Outlaws came fame, fortune, and a fan base that saw them as the true underdogs of the racing world. Their net worths climbed into the millions, thanks not just to TV money, but to smart business moves. From YouTube videos to merch, coffee, and traction compound. They opened their own garage in Oklahoma City, selling pimp juice racing products and custom parts. Their YouTube channel, now with over 440,000 subscribers and more than 90 million views, turned every wild idea into viral content. What started as backroad mischief had become a real brand. Off-camera, the show changed their lives completely. Farmtruck, who once worked blue-collar jobs just to keep his old pickup running, could finally afford a comfortable ride. His prized 2006 GMC Duramax diesel he proudly calls the Farmtruck Cadillac. AZN, who hadn't grown up around cars, found his calling alongside Farmtruck. Now they travel the country as celebrity guests, judging races, meeting fans, and headlining major car expos. From SEMA to local drag events, they're the fan favorites everywhere they go. Beyond TV, Farmtruck and AZN turned their creativity into a full-fledged business. Their YouTube channel is a constant stream of chaos. Shop tours, build reveals, and ridiculous stunts like AZN's nitrous-powered office chair. And then there's the merch. Their online FNA store sells everything from t-shirts and die-cast models to their signature Pistol Annie dark roast coffee. Even Traction Goo has their logo on it. They've turned their sense of humor into commerce, with fans happily buying everything that represents their dirty Oklahoma charm. In 2023, they even went international with the Street Outlaws. Farmtruck and AZN Down Under flying to Australia to race local hot rodders and showcase their unique brand of chaos on the other side of the planet. So what makes these guys so beloved? It's not just the horsepower, it's the attitude. Farmtruck and AZN are living proof that you don't need $1 million shop to build something great. Their cars, like the battered Farmtruck and the hilariously named Dung Beetle, look like scrap, but under the hood they're monsters. They've built their reputation on surprises. When that rusty old truck pops a wheelie, fans lose their minds. Their friendship, their humor, their loyalty, that's the heart of it all. As AZN says, we're brothers by blood. We've stuck together before and after the show, and that brotherhood translates perfectly on screen. Even with all the jokes and pranks, their operation runs like a true business. Their YouTube ad revenue alone likely brings in tens of thousands per month when they're active. Their merch sells out regularly, and sponsorships, from Pimp Juice to local Oklahoma shops, help keep the lights on. On Instagram, Farmtruck has over 200,000 followers, AZN about 150,000. They've built a following that rivals other Street Outlaws stars like Big Chief or Murder Nova. Add TV salaries and international spin-offs to the mix, and it's no surprise each of them sits comfortably in the low millions today. Not bad for two guys who once scrounged for gas money. But their journey hasn't been all burnouts and wheelies. AZN suffered a brutal crash back in 2014 that nearly cost him an arm. Farmtruck has had his own health scares. Both say those moments made them step back and appreciate what they've built. They've also weathered industry changes, like Discovery's shift to Motor Trend and Discovery Plus, or the debates over whether Street Outlaws was too scripted. Farmtruck and AZN laugh it off. They insist the show's realness is what keeps it alive. If we were just cast characters, they've said, the show wouldn't go. And through all the rivalries and drama, they've stayed focused on the fun, building, laughing, and representing Oklahoma's 405 crew with pride. So what about now? What's next for Farmtruck and AZN in 2025? They're busier than ever. After their Australian adventure, they've been back in Oklahoma, cooking up new builds. There's the skid truck, a burnout-ready El Camino, and rumors of an amphibious car that can tear through water and asphalt alike. Their recent YouTube uploads show new experiments, rebuilding old 80s trucks, testing engines, and collaborating with other creators like Eric the Car Guy. They're also regular faces at events like SEMA and Holly LS Fest, where fans line up just to grab a selfie. And from the way they talk, this is only the beginning. As Farmtruck teased, we've got bullets in the pipe, ready to shoot 'em. Translation: more insane projects are coming. Here's their roadmap, from backroads to stardom. 2013, Street Outlaws premieres. Farmtruck and AZN rise as Oklahoma's favorite racers. 2014 to 16, their fame skyrockets. AZN survives his near-fatal crash. 2016, the duo helps OKC win the Street Outlaws versus. Gas Monkey Mega Race. 2018, they expand into No Prep Kings and tour the US and Australia. 2022, launch of their own spin-off, Street Outlaws, Farmtruck, and AZN. 2023, the Down Under series airs. 2024, their Oklahoma FNA shop opens. They debut new coffee, new builds, and more YouTube content. 2025, still going full throttle as building, touring, and filming new episodes. In a world of polished car shows and million-dollar garages, Farmtruck and AZN proudly represent the other side of car culture. While teams like Gas Monkey Garage or Bad Chad Customs chase perfection, FNA thrives on imperfection. On builds that look like junk, but run like lightning. They're the anti-showroom duo. The ones who prove that dirty and real can be the best combo in the business. Their fans don't just watch, they relate. Because deep down, Farmtruck and AZN remind everyone that it's not about how shiny your car is. It's about how much heart you put into it. After more than a decade on screen, their message is still the same. Keep it real, build it yourself, and don't take life too seriously. In a world full of filtered perfection, Farmtruck and AZN's grease-stained hands and unfiltered humor are exactly what make them timeless. They've proven that you can start with a rusty truck and a dream, and end up with a legacy. As Farmtruck says, we've jumped in feet first, and we're going to give it everything we got until it's over. And judging by their 2025 plans, it's nowhere near over. Because for these two Oklahoma legends, authenticity never goes out of style. What do you think of Farmtruck and AZN's latest builds? Drop a comment below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories from the world of street outlaws.
Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpick these videos, which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.